It is officially here. We are in the year of the fire horse, baby. The energy is shifting. There is so much going on in our cosmos right now. Not only is it a lunar new year, it is also a new moon. It is also an eclipse. The energy is potent, it is hot. And if you know anything about me and this podcast, you will know that I want nothing more than for you to be healthy, wealthy, abundant, and free. I want the best for you, which means you know that I was going to do a podcast episode on February 17th on the first year of this energetic shift to set you up for success. And that is why I have literally channeled my 7 rules for the year of the fire horse. And when I say channeled, I have been spending the last few weeks of the year of the snake in nature. I have just been outside in nature, traveling Australia. I have been at waterfalls. I've been in the country, off grid, and just really tuning in and tapping in. I've been getting so many downloads about the year of the horse for quite some time now. And I think maybe it's because I'm a year of a horse baby. I am a metal horse. This is something that I feel very familiar with. And this year is one that I want to preface with the concept that with great power comes great responsibility. This year is powerful. Yes, the fire horse year energy is powerful. We have so much changing and shifting, but it is a year that you have to really tune and tap in. It is not just a year about running forward and not stopping and going and going. It is a year of finding balance within, really balancing that yin and that yang energy, because this is a year with a whole lot of yang energy. And while that is so exciting because we're going to be moving, we're going to be shaking, we're really going to be propelling ourselves forward. Our collective consciousness is just in super speed right now. And I think if you have been looking at the news and looking at the state of the world and just tuned into the noise, you'll feel that fire energy. You will feel that momentum. And it's an exciting thing. There's a lot being revealed. There's a lot of changes happening. There is a lot of shifts happening. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of rage. There's a lot of action. But with all of that, we have to tune in and remember that we can't just burn ourselves out, right? We can't just keep that forward momentum going unless we actually tune in, unless we rest, unless we find that balance. And that is why I'm doing 7 rules for you so you can find balance this year, so you can really harness this energy and do it in a way that is going to ensure that you make the best of this year, because the best is yet to come for you. And if you're new here, get used to me saying that, because that is the motto for this podcast. The best is yet to come for you. I want the best for you. And we are on such a beautiful timeline as a community. Without further ado, let's get into my 7 rules for the year of the fire horse. My first rule for the year of the fire horse is to stop dreaming and to start doing. It is really to start taking action on all of those delusional ideas that you have inside of your head, and to move out of that mental masturbation, that visualization, that rumination, that very higher realms energy where we are in our head, we're having the pictures, we're having the dreams, we're thinking about the thing, and instead start embodying that version of you now. Start taking action. Start showing up as the version that you know you are destined to be. The version of you that you keep thinking about inside of your head. Yeah, don't just bring her into your visualizations anymore. Bring her into your body. Start showing up as her. Start dressing as her. Start taking daily actions as her. This is not a year to sit on the sidelines and to just think about what it is that you want to do. No, this is a year to take action and just to decide that you are moving forward with clarity. And this goes a little deeper than the year of the fire horse. This also really lends into astrology and Western astrology and some very big transits that we have happening right now. So we have had Neptune, this beautiful planet, this dreamy planet. Neptune has actually been in the sign of Pisces since 2011. And this has been an era of a lot of spirituality, a lot of spiritual awakenings. I know for me, this particular transit completely changed my life. 2011 is when I started my spiritual awakening. It is around the time that I found meditation. It was a very delusional time where we were dreaming, where we were in these higher realms. But now Neptune has actually moved out of Pisces and it has gone to the first sign in the Western zodiac, and it is now in Aries. And Aries is a completely different energy to Pisces. Aries is fire, it is energy, it is action, it is momentum, it is audacity. And I really do feel like this Neptune moving into Aries transit, to me, it is multifaceted. I really feel like we have been in this era of healing our inner child, in this era of allowing ourselves to have the big dream, of allowing ourselves to think of something greater for our lives. But now I am seeing this particular transit along with the year of the fire horse and this beautiful Chinese New Year energy that we have happening. We are now moving into healing the inner teenager. It is not just a time to think and dream. It is a time to rage, to move, to embody your energy, to be bold, to say what you want to say, to have the audacity to really not only just think about the dream, but say it out loud. What do you desire? What is it that you can't stop thinking about? What are you not saying? How are you not showing up? How are you not actually embodying the visions in your mind? This is the time to start embodying the energy. The fire horse is moving us forward. And my first rule that I have for you this year, I'm going to repeat it again, is to stop dreaming and to start being. Yes, you already have the dream. You already have the vision. You know what it is that you were destined to do. You don't need to dream anymore. You've got it. You've got it in your cells. Start showing up as them. Start being them now. This is the time to make radical moves. My second rule for the year of the fire horse is that momentum beats perfection. This is not a year to get the thing done in a perfect way. This is not the year to nitpick and to overanalyze things. This is the year to make messy action, to get into that momentum, to experiment, to allow yourself to be a human in the human experience who is just still figuring it out. And as you're figuring it out, you're actually making moves. You don't have to wait until you're perfect. You don't have to wait till you have it all figured out this year. This is a year that is calling you to take radical action and just to move from that trust, from that knowing, and also from a sense of play. I want you to think about this year as a year where you can play with this energy, play with the fire. And I think that when we think about this idea of playing with fire, like think about yourself around a actual fireplace and think about how fun it is to tell stories, to dance, to just have that very childlike, curious energy and to have that wildness inside of you. A fire is not perfect. It is wild. It is unpredictable. It plays, it moves, it shapeshifts. So be the shapeshifter this year. Stop trying to be perfect at everything that you're doing. Just stop. It is so fucking exhausting. Can we just admit that? How exhausting is it trying to be perfect? Trying to say the perfect thing, trying to post the perfect thing, trying to be the perfect thing, trying to think perfect thoughts? No, you're a human. You're messy. You're having a human experience. This year, momentum is going to beat perfection. So allow yourself to play. I have been embodying this whole entire energy and this particular rule in my own life over January. You might not know this if you're new to this podcast, but in January, I uploaded an episode every single day on this podcast. And it completely changed my energy because rather than having the perfect lighting, the perfect set, being in the perfect studio, I just allow myself to make messy action. I allowed myself to stop being perfect and just to move with momentum. And I had so much more fun doing it. I feel so much more connected to you as a community, and it's just been the best. Stop trying to be perfect, be yourself, be real, and move with momentum. My third rule for you is that polarity is power. So I have some notes here that I want to read to you. So this year, the year of the fire horse, is a year with a lot of yang energy. So yang energy is that active energy. It is moving, it is expressive, it is fire, it is sun. It is really an energy that is outward moving. It's assertive. It says what it wants to say. It has audacity. This is fire energy. It is fast moving energy. And it is an energy that, if not managed well, can be very exhausting. This is why yin and yang. We've heard this throughout our whole entire lives. There is this idea of balance of the yin and the yang. So although this year has a lot of yang energy, which is a lot of fire, it is the polarity of bringing in the yin energy, which is that slow energy. It is the moon. It is the water. It is that flow. It is slow. It is yoga. It is resting. It is receiving. It is allowing ourselves to flow with the moment and tune in to what we need and to not always act impulsively. And that polarity of those two energies, if you can really harness those two energies this year, and you can lean on both those energies in different times where you need different energies for different things, that is how you are going to win this year. Although it is a year of the fire horse and we're going to hear a lot about momentum, if you just keep moving and you don't rest, you are going to burn out. You are not going to be able to tend to your body, right? You are here to have a human experience, and the body is a sensitive, beautiful vessel that needs to be tended to. Yes, it is resilient. Yes, it is powerful, but it is something that is living, it is breathing, and it needs to be respected. So we cannot just be in this yang, force, heavy, masculine energy all the time. We need to find the balance, and this is where the polarity is really going to serve us well. It is about balancing, when do I need to go for it? When do I need to be audacious? When do I need to be assertive? When do I need to say the hard thing and do the hard thing and just take action regardless of how I feel right now, regardless if I feel like I don't want to do it, if I'm just procrastinating? No, do the thing. Just do it now. Show up, do it now. Stop thinking about it, just start doing. You need to know when it's right to use that kind of energy, that more, I don't want to say forceful, but that more impulsive, just, go get it energy. And when do you actually need to say, you know what? I'm going to rest. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to think about what I actually want to say or how I actually want to say something. I'm going to think about how I am energetically before I show up and just say the thing. So it's about finding the balance between these two energies this year. And that, I feel, is where people are going to win. And I think it's very important to recognize that a lot of people are not going to be tuned into the polarity. We got a lot of people telling us to go this year because the idea, the symbolism of the fire horse, the fire, the movement, the momentum, great. I love that. But we have to remember that it is those two energies together. It is the balance that is really going to be powerful. So remember to find that polarity with yourself this year, with your practices, and to really tune into your intuition and your own individual vessel and ask yourself, what do I actually need right now? And this really ties into my fourth rule for the year of the fire horse. And that is a rule that I really do believe that this is the year you need to learn how to hold the fire. This is going to be a year that is going to ask a lot of us. There's a lot of energy this year. I also feel like collectively in the world, there is a lot of things going on. And I feel like right now the world is asking us to increase our capacity. And the thing I want to say about that is I don't feel like we all have to hold more, because I know that so many of us are holding so much. And you might hear me say, increase your capacity, and you might just want to throw something at me because maybe right now you're burnt out. You're tired, you're done. You are just absolutely at your capacity. And the thing is that I feel we are holding so many things that are actually not ours to hold. And for me, when I talk about holding the fire, I think it is about really having that discernment over what is mine to hold and what is mine to release. What fires do I want to hold and do I want to fight for? And what fires do I want to let go of and extinguish? And this for me is really about asking the question, where can I and where do I want to? More importantly, where do I want to increase my capacity for more life, for more energy, for more opportunity? And maybe where do I want to decrease my capacity? Where do I actually want to draw a boundary? Where do I want to say, no, I'm going to hold my fire here. Like you're not coming in anymore. I am done with that topic. I am done with that person. This is my boundary. And all of these things require you to hold more energy. Boundaries, standards require you to hold more energy. These are all things that are, in essence, energy, and we are holding them in one way or another. And to me, this is something that I have been hearing now since 2025. We are really in an era of nervous system regulation. I am someone that has been so big on this in my personal practice. The last 2 years, I went on a deep dive into the world of somatic healing and nervous system regulation because after being in this world of spirituality and personal growth for over a decade, I had played with somatics. I had done obviously nervous system regulation for years, but I actually had to tap into this stuff in a much more deeply personal way for my own personal practices because I was reaching my capacity to the absolute limit. And I was realizing, you know what? There are certain things in my life that I want to feel more, that I want to hold more, that I want to be doing more, that I want to be able to experience more. And that's going to require me to increase my capacity. And that's not a mental thing that I need to do. It's not just about thinking greater thoughts or increasing my thinking or having more limitless ideas. No, it's about actually being able to hold things in my body. It's about being able to hold the human experience, being able to let the emotions move through me without shutting me down. So if you are really feeling that energy, that intensity, that collective heat that is just ramping up right now with the news and with everything going on, AI, social media, just the political climate. This is really, I believe, an era where so many of us need to be learning about our nervous systems, tending to our nervous systems, knowing that our nervous systems are not broken, they are intelligent, they are smart. But perhaps if you are like me, you might have created patterns over your life that are doing you more harm than good. You might have patterns of freezing or fawning or fleeing. And it's important to understand those and to be able to actually move through those patterns so you can create new patterns in your life that feel more supportive for the life that you actually want to live. To me, this again has been this transition of going from a child to an adolescent. I don't feel like I'm in the era personally of doing inner child work anymore. Sure, I will revisit it and there is obviously always things that I can dabble in, but I feel like my inner child is good. But oh my God, my inner teenager, she is raging. She has so many things that she needs to work through and feel and embody and change and shift. And this to me ties into nervous system regulation because teenage Rosh, oh my God, she needed to regulate her nervous system and she didn't know how to. She didn't know breath work. She didn't know EFT. She didn't know the power of somatic shaking. So if you're connecting with what I'm saying in this particular rule and you want to increase your capacity, you want to feel more alive and you want to feel like you have the ability to handle more, then nervous system regulation is going to be one of the tools that is really going to be able to support you. And I actually created a really powerful journey on the Mindspo app called 75 Regulate. It is a beautiful journey over 75 days that is really going to help you increase your capacity. And it's not going to take 75 days in order to feel better or to feel a shift. You're going to start feeling the shift within the first few days of you doing this journey, but it's designed to be 75 days so it becomes part of your life. It's just 15 minutes a day with 15-minute rituals. You'll learn somatic shaking, EFT, breath work, meditation, walking meditations. It is all guided by me and it is one of the most powerful things I believe that I have put out into the world. I've had the most beautiful and incredible feedback from the Mindspo community who are doing this journey already. And if you're looking for a journey to really support you and to balance out that yang energy of the fire horse year and bring in more yin energy, more sense of being grounded, of peace, of ease, of allowing yourself to flow through all of those different emotions, then 75 Regulate is for you. And I want to remind you that it is only through the link down below in the description box that you can get a free trial as well as 50% off a yearly subscription. We have a massive deal on right now. So if you want to go to the link down below, go through the onboarding there and the app will build you your experience. And then from that link, you can download the Mindspo app and then start your own 75 Regulate journey. I want to remind you that this offer is not available in the App Store. It is only available down below through the link in the description. So make sure you go to that link, start your free trial of 75 Regulate and really use this journey to support you in the year of the fire horse when we have so much fire, so much intensity, and we really need to tend to our nervous system so that we can flow through this year with ease, with momentum, and with a sense of balance. Rule number 5 is one that I say all of the time, but I feel like it was so fitting for the fire horse energy. And that is ready is not a feeling, it is a decision. If you are waiting to feel ready, ready is something that is a delusional concept that we have on a pedestal that we think is magically going to fall into our bodies and we're going to feel like we can take on the world. That is not how things work. It is a decision that you make. Stop waiting to feel ready and just start taking action. It is the messy momentum. It is the messy action that is going to win this year. It is not the perfection. You don't need to wait for that perfect feeling. You just need to start where you're at, and start with that curiosity, that fun, and that just ability to drop the idea of everything having to be perfect and everything having to be a certain kind of way, and instead realize that it is your energy. It is how you show up energetically that is really going to connect with people. So my friend, ready is not a feeling. It is a decision. Make the decision, go for it, and move forward with momentum. Rule number 6. I want to drop my shoulders as I tell you this one, because I feel like this particular rule is going to be huge for me this year. And this is that rest is a strategy. Yeah, rest is a strategy. It's not a reward. It's not something you get when you get the work done. It's not something that you save for later. No, it's a strategy. Rest is something that you schedule. Rest is something that you intentionally decide that you're doing. Rest is a fucking priority, especially with all of this yang energy. So I want you to take rest seriously this year. I want you to look at your schedule and ask yourself, like, when am I resting? When am I pausing? When am I taking a day for me? Not a day for the kids, not a day for your hubby, not a day for your best friend, not a day for your auntie who needs help moving house. Yeah, no. When are you taking a day for you? And if you can't take a day for you, when are you taking an hour for you, 5 minutes for you? When are you scheduling the time for you to connect with you? Because your relationship with you is the longest relationship you will ever have in your life. And you need to rest with you and connect with yourself. I am so big on this year. And before I started this podcast, I was talking to my partner and we were talking about what are our non-negotiables this year? What are we going to do this year to really make rest a strategy and not a reward? Because I know that it's the people that prioritize rest, that prioritize that tender care and looking after themselves and actually put it in their schedules and guard it with their life. Guard it as if you actually had something in your life that you were going to make money from. Because I think we all have these opportunities in our calendar that we're like, oh, I'm going to get the bag when I show up to this thing, or when I go to this job, or when I do my shift. It's, yeah, cool. But you can't keep doing all of those things that are going to make you money unless you rest, unless you look after yourself, because otherwise you're going to burn yourself out. So schedule your rest, protect your rest, and remember that rest is a strategy. It is not a reward. All right, we are on rule number 7, and this is a very big one. It is that no one is you, and that is your power. And this rule came to me today. So I'm recording this on the 17th of February, 2026. It is right now, the year of the fire horse. It is the first day in this energetic shift. And I actually recorded a podcast today with Cleo, who is another incredible podcaster. I'm going to have her podcast coming out on the Mindspo podcast super soon. And we were talking off air about life and comparison and being in the industry that we are. And it was really interesting because we were having this connection over the idea of feeling this pressure to be a different version of us at different points in our life, where maybe in the past we've been caught in comparison, and how both myself and Cleo had come to this beautiful realization that actually we are our own people and we don't need to be like anyone else in this industry. We don't need to change. We don't need to shapeshift. We actually just need to be us. And it really made me think about how this year, more than ever before, as we move into the year of the fire horse, as we harness this energy, it's so important for you to remember that no one is you, and that is your power. That you are your own person, and that you don't need to be like anyone else. You don't need to do life like anyone else. You don't need to, gosh, if you don't even want to listen to any of the things I said, I'll be the first person to tell you that you don't need to listen to me. I don't want you to listen to me. If I say something that doesn't resonate with you, leave it. You need to do your life on your own terms, and you need to listen to yourself and know yourself and realize that your intuition is your superpower. What makes you different, what makes you quirky, what makes you unique, what makes you feel like an outsider, that is not something to shy away from. That is actually something to amplify. That is something to highlight. That is something to have audacity around. Because if you try and be like someone else, you're going to fail. I'm going to say it right here, right now. Trying to be a carbon copy of someone else is not how you're going to win at life. And especially this year where everyone is moving with so much speed and momentum, and we have this beautiful yang energy moving through us. I think that the thing that I'm getting as the download, the deeper meaning of this particular rule is I feel like this year there's going to be a lot of people that are going to try and be someone else, that are going to try and move really fast without moving with integrity. This year is going to really show us who is in integrity and who isn't, who is being the embodiment of their message. Because Aries energy, it is all about embodiment. It is about being in your body. It is about being real. It is about showing up as a human, not bypassing the human experience. And I think a lot of people, myself included in the past, have wanted to bypass the human experience, that have wanted to be in this kind of 5D realm, or to just maybe love and lighted things that maybe didn't need to be loved and lighted, right? They needed to be raged at or yelled at or screamed at. And I think that we need to remember that it's about being human, it's about being real, and it's about realizing that you're not perfect and you're not meant to be perfect. And let me tell you something. No one else out there is perfect either. So allow yourself to show up as the messy, imperfect human that you are, and allow yourself to move with momentum. And as long as that momentum has integrity behind it, as long as that momentum has truth, has a sense of groundedness, and is coming from your actual soul, then you're all good. This is not about copying someone else or trying to rip off someone else or trying to be someone that you're not. I think instead this year, it's about actually getting so deep and so fired up about your own sense of embodiment and your own sense of authenticity. That is where there is going to be a lot of shift and power this year. And I truly do believe it is the leaders that move with integrity, that move with power, that move with alignment, that move with truth, that move through this experience as imperfect humans and are willing to admit that they're imperfect humans, that are going to win. We're moving into the era of AI. It's everywhere, right? We can't escape it now. It is part of our everyday fabric of society. So more than ever, the world is calling for us to be authentic, to be freaking human. And humans aren't perfect. They're not polished. They don't have all of the answers all of the time. They are souls that come here to have an experience. And that experience is one of ups and downs. And you are going to make mistakes. But as long as you learn from those mistakes and as long as you grow from those mistakes, you're going to be all right. So there you have it, my friend. Those are my downloads for my 7 rules of the year of the fire horse. I am fired up about this year. I am excited about this year. I'm excited about this podcast and being on this journey with you, because as I'm always going to remind you and tell you every single time you listen, the best is yet to come for you. The best is yet to come for me. The best is yet to come for this community, because we are moving into our highest timeline. We are harnessing this energy. We are playing it with it. We are having fun with it. We are remembering to regulate our nervous systems and tend to our beautiful human vessels. And we're moving with so much power. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, if you are listening on YouTube, please leave me a comment down below. If you're listening on Spotify, leave a comment down below. And if you haven't already rated the Mindspo podcast, it would mean the world to me if you could leave me a review, a rating wherever you are listening. I read all of your reviews. They fire me up. They make me excited to get on the mic and to continue showing up with high energy and keep serving you every single week. I love this episode. I love this energy. Big reminder as well, that link to download 75 Regulate and to start your 75-day journey of regulating your nervous system, bringing in that beautiful yin energy with all of this yang energy in our collective. It is all down for you in the Mindspo app. And without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Over and out. Thank you for joining me for this episode. You can discover more from Mindspo on Instagram and TikTok by following @Mindspo and myself @Rochelle_Fox. If this episode inspired you, then please pass it on and share the love. And lastly, always remember, you create your own reality. So go and make some magic.